Purchase your tracks today.
Welcome, everybody, to the 13th episode, I'm pretty sure, of Call Your Shot, the competitive gambling show. For our new viewers that don't know, this is how it's going to work. Round robin style tournament, 8 guys, total 4 guys each week. They're going to come up with 5 picks each. Whoever has a better record will get the win. Everybody will play everybody at the end of round robin. Top 4 will make playoffs. We're getting very, very, very close to playoffs. I'll mention who's in the standings, who's in it, and who's not. They can make a spread pick, money line pick, prop pick, total pick for any sport, anything that they think will make you money. No rules except for one. Value of the pick must be greater than minus 145 in American odds, 1.69 in Canadian, and for Will out in UK, 20 out of 29. So let's introduce our players this week. In the red corner, he's one of our gambling experts at BCMG, took over last place, looking to bounce back and come all the way back to make playoffs. I'm sure he will mention some sort of gambling model tonight. You can follow him at Source Podcast 11. Job Goddard, not here. Apparently keeps getting kicked, but that's all right. That's all right. He'll be here. He'll be here. He will be going up against. He's one of my good friends, a degenerate like myself. Surprisingly, didn't dip his hand into the alternate spread line tonight. You can follow him at Dylan Smith 101. He's also apparently not here. Wait, oh yeah, there he is. Follow him at Dylan Smith 101. Dylan, how you doing tonight?
Doing well. Just enjoying some spring weather in Sask here.
Yeah.
It's plus 10 today, so it's about as good as you can get.
Are you doing any barbecuing?
I'm actually watching as my little Mexican friend does the barbecuing for me.
Carlos!
Hey,
That's my guy. All right, let's go to our next matchup. He ain't out of it yet, folks. A few wins this weekend could put him right into a playoff spot. He's the host of the Frostbite Pod. You can follow him at Frostbite Pod. Jet Folk, how's it going, Jet?
Not too bad. We're shooting for the moon in this one, but you got to do what you got to do. So let's do it.
And you're going up a guy that's in the exact same place as you. He went from first all the way down to last. But hey, if he ain't first, you're last, right? One of my favorite Yinzers, you can follow him at Hearts on Hockey. Luke Hardo, how's it going, Luke? You muted?
the lag. Oh, do you hear me? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Good Lord. So I'm glad it's me and Jetty to end the season. I mean, why not? Let's shoot for that last playoff spot. Let's go.
It's very much still in play for both of you. Before we get going, let's do a quick disclaimer. We're making these picks for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes Monday. Games picked could potentially have a value change or a line change tomorrow. So give an example. So Miami Heat will be favored by 4.5 points for tomorrow's game. That's tonight, but tomorrow morning, that line might change to 4.5, 5.5, or the other way. So make sure to bet with us now. Grab a drink, grab your friend, grab your girlfriend, your grandma. I don't care. Let's make some money and let's have some fun. First, before we get going, I would like to check the standings. Kenny, you got the standings for us there? So in first place, Kenny, obviously he's taking home the President's Trophy. He will be moving on to the playoffs and solidified the number one spot. In second, I'm pretty sure we got Paul. He is now sitting at 3-3. Or no, we have a big four-way tie at second place. Paul, Ernest, Dylan, and who's the other one? Wait for it. Andrew at 3-3. Lots of spots to keep. There is some spots to move up here, as well as the Source Jet, and Luke still trying to get up to that last spot. So let's go right into it. I still don't know where Job is, but I got his picks. I'll go in for him. Job, he's the first matchup. He's rolling with tonight at 8 o'clock, so Mountain Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. He's rolling with the Chicago White Sox money line against the LA Angels. Chicago White Sox, obviously a very good team. They loaded up this offseason trying to make a bid for the postseason. They look very good. Probably one of the best teams in the AL that so far on paper. You never know. This could definitely be a team that could go all the way. LA Angels, kind of surprisingly, I mean, they've always tried to load it up for their offense. It's never technically really worked out. They maybe possibly grabbed a wild card spot. But I like Chicago here as well. I think the White Sox could possibly run away with it early and often. I don't know who's pitching for them. If anybody knows, let me know. And I'm pretty sure it's not Shohei Ohtani pitching for LA. Anyway, I like the White Sox. Their offense is pretty dominant, and they should handle this game quite easily. Dylan, what are you going with for your first pick?
My first pick is tonight. I got the Vegas Golden Knights in regulation against Minnesota. Vegas lost last game. They're a good team still. They're battling for first place with the Avs. I mean, they're not in the same stratosphere as the Avs, but they're battling for first place still. Minnesota's got better record than what they actually are. So I think Vegas bounces back after a loss and comes back up on top here.
Did Minnesota play back-to-back, or they played last night as well, didn't they?
Yes, sir. And they're
so
on
you
the
shouldn't
road.
have to worry about that. Minnesota is kind of been a surprise to some people. Has it been a surprise to you?
I mean, there is some easier teams in that division that they've got to beat up on, like Anaheim and LA and such. So I think that's benefited their record a bit, but they haven't done well against the Avs or Vegas so far this year. So most of their wins and record have came against the bottom tier. Now they got to play the top teams quite a few times. So I think they'll even out here by the end.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Vegas here as well. They should be able to win this in regulation, but you never know. They've kind of been a little bit, I want to call it a slump, but they haven't been probably playing up to their capabilities. But, I mean, they should be able to handle Minnesota in regulation. Let's go to our next matchup. Jet, what are you running with for your first pick?
I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild in regulation plus 220 over the Vegas Golden Knights. Strictly because I got to shoot for the moon here. So let's see what happens. But when I was going through my picks, I wanted to find teams that could potentially win games, not necessarily just the big upset. You know what I mean? I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for teams that could just win games. And Minnesota's right there of a team that can just win. So why not?
Yeah, like I said, they have been a surprise to a lot of people in the NHL so far. And I mean, Vegas, I didn't say they were slumping, but they have been haven't been playing up to their capabilities. You definitely could see an upset here. It technically would be an upset. It is kind of tough to bet against that firepower that Vegas has going on there. Do you think that's a little scary?
I mean, it's obviously worth worrying about, but as far as games go, of the teams that could potentially win an upset game in regulation, they got to be top of the list in the next couple days.
Right. Oh, that's fair enough. Don't hate the pick. Don't hate it at all, actually. Let's go over to Luke for his first pick. Lukey, what are you running with?
Well, I got distracted because Jeff Skinner literally had a no-stick breakaway, and he was just kicking it around. So that is the nutshell we call Buffalo Sabres hockey. And the worst part was they went back the other way and scored. So now they're tied with the Rangers. But anyway, so my first one, I mean, I'm going with the cover machine, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. I mean, they've covered 33. They covered 12. I mean, why not? I mean, this is a great UCLA team. They're very deadly from the three-point line. But I feel like it's going to still be like an 85, 68, 86, 75 kind of game for the Zags, maybe. I don't know. But, hey, we'll see. Why not? Go Zags.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't bet against this team right now. They've covered games against great teams, and they've covered games against even better teams. So it's very tough. This line of 14 is pretty high for
it's hard. It is. Absolutely.
Like this has to be one of the biggest spreads in a Final Four history, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
I could be wrong, but I mean, you don't see a minus 14 in a Final Four very often. But I mean, it's the Zags. It's they're if they continue to roll like they are and win this game against like whatever the spread is and win the final championship, this will go down as potentially one of, if not the greatest NCAA basketball team.
I mean,
you
when you have a center with a full handlebar mustache and a sweatband, I mean, what else do you want? I mean, that screams American if I ever did hear it.
I swear
Timmy,
somebody had them to win the whole thing in their futures pick at the
He
start
did,
of the year.
yeah. Somebody,
Yeah.
who was
Somebody
that?
did.
Person? Who was that?
Can't remember. Might have been me. I think it was me.
Really? Are you sure?
Definitely it was me.
Also, speaking of which, Luke just mentioned Jeff Skinner with a breakaway without a stick. I'm pretty sure I've seen Dylan Smith do that once. Possibly, I think it might have been Edam.
I once got an assist doing that.
Oh, that's what it was. That must be what I'm thinking about. Anyways, let's go to the second round now. I've been told by my producer Kenny, he will be now jumping in for Job. Not sure what's going on with Job. He might be dealing with some technical difficulties. He will be jumping in to do Job's pick. So, Kenny, what is Job going for his second pick?
So just to clarify, with his first one, the guy pitching for the White Sox tonight is Giolito. Giolito will be going up against Dylan Bundy.
Yeah.
I like that matchup overall pitching-wise. Even if I don't think the White Sox are a great baseball team, they're going to be okay, but I just like the pitching matchup there. I think that's also why his second pick, he's rolling with the Astros tonight against the A's. When I look at that one, Greinke's on the mound tonight, going up against Bassett for Oakland. I know Oakland won the division last year, but Houston had a ton of injury issues last year, so I think they're getting healthy. I like Greinke in this one. I think it's overall just looking at the pitching matchup, and I would give the huge edge to Houston here, so I think that's why he'd be rolling with the Astros.
Everybody last year was out on Houston, obviously for cheating reasons, and you know what? They did get off to a slow start, and one of their bright spots that they did have was at Greinke. He actually had a very good year last year, but surprisingly, they did end up coming back. They must have brought the trash cans back into the dugouts because they ended up finishing the year very well. And Houston Astros could be another surprising team to make them. I mean, they shouldn't be surprising because they're the Houston Astros. They have some very good players on their squad, great pitching. They should be able to compete for their division and make playoffs. So I do like Houston here. Oakland is kind of a scary team though, because I mean Billy Beane has a fucking a formula there in Oakland. I don't know what he has because every year you see nobody on their team. Oh, who's this guy? They end up going and competing for the division every single year, and I don't know how he does it. Very scary team to bet against. But I mean, when you got Zach Greinke on the mound, I definitely don't hate it. I have a feeling he's going to go off again. Possibly winning, a Cy Young. Who knows? I mean, he's a good pitcher. Let's go to our next matchup. Dylan, what are you running with for your second pick?
I got tomorrow night. I got the Avs in regulation against the Blues. It's not paying much because it's the Avs. The Avs are good. They're really fucking good. They can't lose, basically. Normally, you're looking at a regulation bet. You're looking at plus money. This one's still in the minuses, but St. Louis has been average all year. Avs are averaging 6 goals a game over their last 10. They've beat up on absolutely everybody. I think this is easy. They're going to have Grubauer net for this first one. I think them in regulation is pretty easy bet right now. It's potentially the safest bet in sports right now. It's just a bet on them to win.
Yeah, especially when they're at home. It's pretty tough to bet against Colorado. They are hot. Ever since they got their D-man back, they've been just on a tear. They've been not letting in goals and just scoring more. So, I mean, that's an easy formula to win hockey games right there, right? Let's go over to Jet, our next matchup. Jet, what are you running with for your second pick?
I'm going to head over to the women's bracket here, the NCAA, and I'm taking the South Carolina Gamecocks. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Gamecocks, and they're going to beat Stanford. There's only a 2-loss differential between these two teams. They're both powerhouses. They have been all year, both 1 seeds. I'm just taking the one that's supposed to get more money.
And is this the Final Four? This is the Final Four, right?
Yeah, I think.
Who did they beat last round?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Who did they beat last round?
Some scrubs.
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and talk about women's NCAA basketball. I should probably get into it a little bit more. There were some very exciting games, though. I seen UConn going into the Final Four. Last game against Baylor, was it? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
South Carolina, a little bit of plus money there against Stanford. Stanford's a bunch of nerds, so I mean, you might as well go with South Carolina for some plus money, right?
South Carolina also just stomped Texas 62-34. So I mean, they're rolling heading into this game. Stanford had a bit more trouble against Louisville in the Elite Eight, so
not a horrible bet to bet on the Gamecocks this upcoming Saturday. So let's go to Luke for his second pick. What do you got, Lukey?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with college basketball, even though Sister Jean let me down. Unbelievable.
Don't get me started
on unbelievable, Sister Jean. But whatever. Anyway, I'm rolling with the Baylor Bears to cover that 5.5 or 5 right now. Houston's a very good outside shooting team, just like UCLA. It might give Baylor problems, but I have Baylor and Gonzaga in the end. So hopefully the Bears win by 5.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, these are two teams that were surprising to me. Houston's a number 2 seed, correct? Not 1. They're 2. Or are they 1?
2.
They are 2. They had a very good regular season. They demolished teams. That being said, kind of close to the end, they did kind of slow down, and I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to compete against great teams in the NCAA tournament, but they have. But now they're going up against a very elite team, and that's the Baylor Bears at -5. That -110 bet is I like it. I actually love it. I don't think Baylor is stopping until they face Gonzaga. Baylor at -5. I like it. I think they're just going to demolish them. This could be a 10-point game, maybe even 15. So, so the source, Kenny, what do you got for the Job's third pick?
So as far as I know, this is the Padres run line tomorrow, correct, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today,
just quick disclaimer. Job's next 3 picks have no values. If the lines come out tomorrow that are less than -145, I will be asking him to change it. But right now, I have a feeling that these 3 will stay within the rule. So so go ahead with the run line there.
Yeah, I think run line, he'll be pretty safe as far as this one goes. These 2 teams played today. It was an 8-7 game. With the Padres winning, you had Darvish on the mound for San Diego, and then you had Madison Bumgarner on the mound for Arizona. Projected, I think we're looking at Blake Snell tomorrow. It hasn't been announced for sure, but looking at the projected lineups, that should be who's pitching tomorrow for the Padres. And I don't think Arizona has the pitching depth, really, that a team like San Diego does. San Diego's a team in the NL that I think a lot of people are fearing this year, whether it's guys like Tatis or even Pham, Machado. There's a lot of guys on this Padres team, especially in the bats. And I think that's ultimately why Job likes this matchup, because they're a team that can score in bunches. There was multiple times today where they had multiple runs in an inning. And I think that just goes to show that it doesn't really matter who's on the mound. They could be in trouble against this batting rotation for the Padres.
Yeah, I mean, Padres, they punches and bunches. Arizona, they should have lost by at least fucking 6 runs today. Apologize to my group betting, my betting group. I had Padres -1.5. They should have. I mean, I don't understand how Arizona, who is banged up right now, scored 7 runs against the Padres.
6 runs in the 5th. It was 1 inning.
I don't think that will happen. I mean, you never know, but I have a feeling that's not going to happen again. That's not going to. History will not repeat itself tomorrow, especially when you got Blake Snell on the mound, one of the better elite pitchers in the league. He should be able to handle. I'm surprised they actually don't have that already announced. That's kind of surprising.
I think it's because they have a later game tomorrow night. I'm just looking at the score. It may be out on other platforms,
right,
as to who it is. Looking at the projected starters for the year, it looks like Merrill Kelly, which last year, I think he was a pretty average pitcher, like maybe 500 on the year. So
Right.
I think once you get past Madison Bumgarner, like there's not really a whole lot else there in the starting rotation. So
Yeah.
overall pitching.
All right, let's move over to Dylan for his third pick. What are you running with, Dill?
Same game Friday night. I got Colorado Blues over 5.5. You don't see a Colorado line at 5.5 basically ever anymore. They're at 6.5 always. Anytime you get them at 5.5, you take it. Yeah, Grubauer's the net. He's probably not going to give up many, but they're averaging 6 goals a game right now. So 5.5 is easy money with them. They'll probably give up 2, score 6. That's 8. Yeah, that's over 5.5.
That's that's good math on your part.
Big math guy.
Question for you.
Analytics, right?
Those are those advanced stats that you look for on Call Your Shot.
Yeah, over 5.5. You just need 6. Pretty simple. Yeah. Question for you: you have a really big matchup here, Dylan. If you win, you are very much in the hunt. If you lose, you're basically done. Actually, you are done. You're putting a lot of eggs in your Colorado Avalanche basket. Is this kind of a risky move? Do you think?
No, I don't think it is. I saved it for the last one of the year, right? I could have done this earlier. I didn't take Colorado most of the year. I mean, I didn't want to blow out the field. I wanted somebody to get first and have a little bit of confidence. Looks like he's lacking in self-confidence, so I want him to get first. I saved the Colorado picks. I could have picked him every week, and I'd be damn near perfect on the year. So I just saved him. Now I need a win. I'll take him. I'll get my win. I'll move to playoffs, and you'll see me back on the Avs.
Quite. He sounds pretty confident. Sounds like it.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
All right, let's go to our next matchup. Jet, what are you running with for your third pick?
Yeah, so my softest pick of this round is going to be the Toronto Maple Leafs money line. Oh, no, not money line. It's in regulation, actually. Plus 105 versus Winnipeg Jets.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, this is probably my softest pick. Going to have to be because I'm trying to run up the scoreboard here. If I could hit these, I'm gonna make a ton of money. So that's really where I'm at here. I was just running out of big picks to make that actually could possibly happen. So I just threw this in there.
Don't hate Montreal or Toronto. Sorry, they just handled the Winnipeg just the other night. That being said, these two games are getting split quite often, so I could definitely see Winnipeg taking it. But I mean, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're one of the they are actually at the top of the North Division, if I stand corrected. Somebody want to confirm that? No,
I'm assuming.
I'm assuming they are.
I would, but my Wi-Fi is so bad. I don't want to load another site up.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they're first.
I'm pretty sure that game last night was for first place between the Maple Leafs and the Winnipeg Jets.
Yep.
So, but I mean, this is a game that could go either way. I could definitely see Winnipeg winning, splitting that. But Toronto is just too tough to bet against them right now. They're hot, and they're number one in the North Division. So, moving on to Luke. What are you running with for your third pick?
Yeah, so we're gonna stick with the NHL. The last 3 picks are for tomorrow, guys. So get them in for sure. The first one is the LA Kings minus 125 against the San Jose Sharks. San Jose is done. I've seen so many press conferences. Erik Karlsson is literally throwing apples at reporters. Like, he don't care. He's done. He's checked out. He's ball game. So just go ahead and cash this LA Kings pick.
Did you see
that? Did you see that?
Not. I didn't know. Can you explain?
Yeah,
that?
They were having a conversation over Zoom, and he was just straight up eating an apple while the guy was talking.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, kind of a disappointing. Like, ever since he's left Ottawa, just been so disappointing of a career.
That place seems to be just a dark hole. I mean, they never rebuilt and they never drafted well. So they just kind of...
It must be if you leave Ottawa and then you get depressed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. Ottawa's not exactly the best place to be in the NHL right now. And then he goes to San Jose and that's when he's upset. Like,
yeah.
Well, it's just an old roster, you know.
I mean, old
coaching, it's the whole system's old. I mean, they
They
need to.
drafted pretty well back in the day. Like, I mean,
They did, I mean, having Coach
Pavelski,
Schroeder and
Marlowe.
and Thornton. I mean, they had their run, but they didn't have any cups.
Yeah.
Nope, no cups for that crew.
Yeah, no, it is true. I would like to see San Jose do well. I mean, they have been.
I want Marlowe and Jumbo Joe to get a ring. I do, but they're not going to get it in San Jose.
Jumbo Joe's not in San Jose. He's in Toronto, right?
He's in Toronto.
Anyway,
So he's never getting one.
So he's never getting one. Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he's never gonna get one. So Job or Kenny, what does Job have for his fourth pick? Oh no, you know what? That's the end of the third round, is it not?
It is the end of the third round.
What's that mean, boys?
I'm a terrible host. But anyway, that brings us to the end of the third round, and that brings us to the player pick of the week. When shopping online, www.playergolf.com. Make sure you use promo code BETTHEOVER for 20% off. They just released a massive new spring line. I was just looking on it before we came on. It looks very, very good. I'm going to have to dip into some of that stuff. I'm wearing the hat. Dylan's wearing the hat, obviously. I'm pretty sure Kenny's wearing the pullover. But yeah, make sure to check them out at Player Athletics on Twitter and shop online www.playergolf.com. Promo code BetTheOver. This player pick this week, is going to be Zags UCLA over 145.5. This is probably Zags one of their lowest lines total this tournament. They ain't scared of UCLA's defense. There's absolutely no goddamn way that this is going to be an under. I am count all your chickens, ladies and gentlemen, and put it on the Zags UCLA over 145. That means they need 146 points or more for the over, and I'm putting a lot of money on it tomorrow or on Saturday.
Josh, any concerns with the fact that UCLA only scored 51 points the other day?
No, because the Zags will score 90.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter, right?
But if they score 51 and then they score 90, then it's under.
Not whatever, 100. They're going to score 100.
Okay, there we go.
Can Dylan confirm?
Can confirm, yeah. I have a feeling that's not going to happen with UCLA either, though. I don't think they're going to slow it down because Michigan likes to slow their game down. The Zags do not, right? So I definitely have a feeling this is they're going to score at least 60 points against the Zags, which means then they need basically 86. But anyway,
Gonzaga, it feels like they don't really care how much you score because they're just going to go and score more than you, and they're just like, whatever. Exactly. Like, cool, you got 70. Well, we'll score 100. So
exactly.
Have a good one.
Oh, you just put up 8 points there. Well, we're just gonna go put up 16. That's okay. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that at all. Let's bring us to the fourth round now. Kenny, what has Job got for his fourth pick?
I believe this is tomorrow as well when it comes to the old baseball. When I looked at Toronto versus the Yankees today, it seems like Toronto kind of stole their game from this series. I mean, it was 3-2. They won in the 10th inning. But the Yankees are an incredibly deep team. I think the one concern that Jays fans would have this year is that once you get past Ryu, I mean, the bullpen isn't that great. They're going to be relying a lot on the bats. So that's why I think he likes the Yankees there. They have so much power in their rotation, whether it's Stanton or Judge. They could hit multiple dingers in a game pretty easily. And the fact that they're going to be going up against the Jays' second pitcher, I don't even know who that is, to be honest.
Ross Stripling will be going tomorrow.
Yeah, and as far as I know, the Yankees' rotation is pretty deep this year. So I think he just likes the Yankees here, especially seeing that Toronto won today. I can't see Toronto opening up the year taking 2 or 3 off the Yankees in the opening series. So,
yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there, or agree with Job. That being said, one thing with the Yankees is they cannot hit for contact. It's either a home run or it's a fly out to deep left or deep right. Sorry. The Jays surprisingly actually had a two guys that had a very surprising spring training for the Jays were Ross Stripling and who's the other guy? Steven Matz that they got from the Mets. That's definitely going to help out the Jays in their rotation after Ryu. And then after that, they have the depth in the bullpen to go far into games and keep it close. So I'm not worried about the Jays. Yankees, I mean,
they're going to be rolling Corey Kluber tomorrow, likely.
Yeah, Kluber's.
He's not what he was, but he's still a good pitcher in the league. So
yeah, no, it's true. They also do have the depth in the bullpen. I think maybe a little bit better than the Jays. So it could definitely be a bullpen battle tomorrow. But both sides, I mean, obviously you have your Yankees lineup. But honestly, I would put Jays' offense or their lineup right up against the Yankees right now. And I'm a diehard Jays fan, but I mean the way that they played today, it was great to see. I think Vladdy's going to have a year, Semyon's going to have a year. It's going to be good, but I cannot advocate for the Yankees here because I absolutely despise them, and I will never ever.
And I'm a Red Sox fan, so I can't advocate for either.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't actually like this pick at all, and I will not advocate for the Yankees ever at all. Yeah, fuck the Pinstripes.
So basically, we shouldn't be betting the AL East the rest of the year unless it's for the Jays.
Or unless anybody's playing Baltimore. Let's go over to Dylan. Dylan, what are you running with for your fourth pick?
Well, Josh, the screen is now wrong. I have changed my fourth pick.
You're changing your pick.
I was going to go with Miko Rantanen. I am now going with Atletico to win at plus 185. I'm a soccer guy. I'm not a soccer guy, but I have a soccer guy. He knows everything about soccer. He's the best soccer bet gambler you ever know. His name's Kenneth Cotterill, and he gave me some inside info. Atletico plus 85 money line. Easy money. La Liga all day.
That is going to be getting locked in. You cannot change this pick. He's running with Atletico Madrid plus 165 against Sevilla. I have no idea what this is, but apparently you have an insider that is giving you some information that you're pretty confident in.
Well, listen to this, Josh. Atletico Madrid sounds a lot like Real Madrid. We all know who they are. No one knows what Sevilla is, so that's easy.
Atletico is actually ahead of Real Madrid in the standings, so they're the better Madrid.
Look at that. And they're ahead of Sevilla in the standings, too.
They're the better Madrid.
Well, first off, Atletico Madrid does not sound like Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like Atletico Madrid. Anyway, all right, Atletico Madrid plus 165 against Sevilla. When is that? Is that Saturday or Sunday?
You tell me, Dylan.
It's Saturday/Sunday, depending where you are in the world, I guess.
Okay, I mean, he ain't wrong. Let's go to our next matchup. Jet, what are you running with for your fourth pick?
I'm taking an upset in the NBA, minor one at that, but still an upset. Portland Trailblazers host the Milwaukee Bucks. I will take them to win. Money line. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of forgot what I was going to say on this game because I wanted to just give props to Josh for, picking with his gut like that. That was a real solid pick, dude.
With my gut.
Oh, Dylan.
Yeah. I mean, Milwaukee can be a pretty decent team. Portland obviously can shoot the three very well. And now that they have Norm Powell, they're very good offensively. But, defensively for Milwaukee, they're pretty good. Is Giannis injured right now, or am I wrong?
I don't think so.
He played
his brother's better anyways.
I must have been. Yeah, Portland money line plus 136. Not a bad pick for some plus money there. I would have a feeling that would actually probably rise tomorrow. So if you can, get it now, or you can maybe get it tomorrow at plus 150 or even higher. So let's go to Luke for his fourth pick. Luke, what are you running with?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with our darlings. Honestly, we've been talking about them all year. A good little hockey team in the Arizona Coyotes, minus 121 against the bottom-feeding Duckies of Anaheim, boy, how far the grade have fallen with the Anaheim Ducks. They are not a good hockey team. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Yotes minus 121 or 120.
Minus 120. Yeah, the Yotes, young team except for Phil Kessel. Very good. Conor Garland, we've talked about him. We've stroked him off a couple times.
That's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Give that man a hot dog.
I wasn't denying he was a bad player, nor any of his past history that he's accomplished. But he fits in well with Arizona there against that with that young core. Like I said, Conor Garland, we've stroked him off a couple times already on this show in the past episodes. Great team, great pick. Is this in Anaheim or in Arizona?
At Anaheim, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that don't matter. I mean, take Arizona here. They're rolling. Kind of becoming the surprise team out in the West there. So, last round. Last round. Let's get to the last round. Kenny, what are you running with, or what is Joel running with for his last pick? Joel.
He is rolling with the Cleveland Indians money line versus the Detroit Tigers. This is, I think, he's looking at pitching matchups once again. You got Zach Plesac for Cleveland. He has the edge in this one. I can't remember the pitcher's name for Detroit, but I believe he was like 7-9 last year in the rotation.
The one that's going Saturday?
The one that's going Saturday. So, I mean, it's not great. Julio Teheran.
Oh, yeah.
5 wins, 9 losses last year, 5.38 ERA. So he can definitely get banged up, especially against a rotation. As far as bats go for Cleveland, they've got Jose Ramirez, Rosario, Reyes. They've got a lot of guys there. I like this pick overall. I don't think Detroit's very good. Even though Detroit, much like Toronto did to the Yankees, they stole one from Cleveland today, despite Bieber having 12 Ks on the mound.
Yeah,
12 Ks. Cleveland's bats went cold. They didn't have any runs until the 8th inning, and I believe they lost 3-2. So I think when you have bats that good, are they really going to go 2 days struggling? I don't think so. So that's why I think he likes the Indians in that one.
Yeah, and Mickey stroked a home run.
Yeah.
In the snow. Outside.
Yeah.
I had the under in home runs total between the two teams at 3. After Mickey hit that home run, I was like, oh, shit. But anyway, they ended up hitting that under. It was pretty easy. That was probably one of the easiest bets I've ever made in my life. Let's go over to Smith. Smith, what are you running with for your last pick?
My last pick here is the Gonzaga Bulldogs over 38.5 in the first half. We've talked about it already. I could have bet on Gonzaga 8 different ways. I debated betting on Gonzaga 8 different ways. They are a fucking wagon. To tell me they're not going to score 40 points in the first half is outrageous. I think they're likely going to put up 90 in the game. UCLA can score. They showed it against Alabama, so they're not going to completely lay down. It's going to be something around 90 to 70 game, probably somewhere around there. I think they're going to get up to a pretty big lead in halftime. It'll be right around 50 at halftime, and I think it's easy over 38.5.
I don't think UCLA played Alabama. Did they?
Yeah, they did.
They did. Okay.
It was like 80. It was like 88 to 80 or something.
They beat Bama, then Michigan.
I know which one you're talking about now. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think this game is going to go over the 145. That's a low line to me. This is a low line for Gonzaga for a first half. I mean, the disrespect in the Final Four, 38.5. Like Dylan said, they could have 50 at halftime with UCLA kind of not right behind them, but maybe with 35, 30 points. Yeah, we've stroked off Gonzaga enough. They're obviously a wagon, like Dylan said, and they're gonna easily win this game, probably by 20. So
I don't see anyone keeping it within 10 with them the rest of the way. I think they take the whole thing and they win both games by double digits. It was a great future pick, which should count towards something, but I mean it just doesn't.
I mean, my show, my rules, but Let's go over to Jet for his last pick. Jet, what are you running with?
Well, I wanted to start by saying, speaking of future picks, my Raptors not making the playoffs is looking pretty good right now.
Very good, yeah.
I'm going to take
And
the Houston
I am
Cougars
quoted
money
as saying
line.
That's a horrible pick.
No.
I was quoted as saying that's a horrible pick. The Raptors are making the playoffs, so I look stupid there.
You know what? That's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. It's fine. You got Colorado to ride the rest of the way. It's no biggie. Yeah. Okay. So Cougars. Yeah. Give it to me. Whatever. They're going to get shit pumped. But if they don't, hey, let's do this thing.
Very interesting strategy Jets going on here. I mean, he's in last place. He's looking at some underdoggers. He's looking to possibly scrape back into that last playoff spot. And you know what? Why not take some underdogs for you? And his last pick, rolling with Houston money line at plus 184. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. I've been surprised so far this NCAA tournament. Have you guys? Have you been surprised?
Oh, yeah.
No.
So,
I mean, we got UCLA in the Final Four.
yeah, from the first four to the final four. I mean, who would have thought that? Oral Roberts going on there and on. Lots of surprises. So, I mean, Houston, yeah, you never know. You really never know in these tournaments. So, Luke, what are you running with for your last pick?
Yeah, we're going to stick it right in the NHL. One last pick. Take the Edmonton Oilers money line at 133 against the Calgary Flames. Fuck you, Calgary. You're pieces of shit. I don't give a fuck about your franchise. You fucked me for the last time. Edmonton Oilers better fucking win. We're going to have problems. Even Thor, you can see my buddy Thor back there. You can barely see him, but he even agrees with me. He even agrees.
Calgary, pretty big dumpster fire going on. Edmonton.
They even had their black jerseys. They had their black jerseys on. That's why I'm so confused. I just don't know what they are anymore.
And you know what? Edmonton's been on a roll. And I mean, is this in it? It's in Calgary, is it not?
It's in Calgary.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, the Saddledome's is a fucking dumpster in itself.
Yeah.
And Edmonton has been rolling. I like that combo they have with Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. So, well, that brings us to the end of the show, guys. Thanks a lot for coming on, Kenny. I would like to. Well, you know what? Actually, hey, Thor, settle down. I'm just gonna rattle off Job's picks here. He's going with the Chicago White Sox money line against the Angels tonight. So bet that now. That'll be going off. First pitch will be off in 20 minutes. Houston money line minus 106. Oakland also same thing. Bet that right now. First pitch will be in 20 minutes. San Diego Padres minus 1.5. The run line against Arizona tomorrow. Saturday he has the Yankees run line against Toronto, and then Cleveland money line against Detroit on Saturday as well. Make sure to follow him. He's at Source Podcast 11. Always giving out NBA daily plays. He's got some great picks. One of the more better gamblers I know, and he's always got some fun picks for him. Dylan, you're running with Vegas tonight in regulation. That'll be puck drop will probably be in about 20 minutes as well against Minnesota. Colorado tomorrow in regulation minus 140 in St. Louis. Colorado, St. Louis again over 5.5. Atletico plus 136, I think it was. As well as Zags over 38.5 team total first half. Is that all correct? And where can they find you?
All correct, other than the plus money. It's plus 185 on Atletico. But yeah, find me on Twitter. Big weekend here. And am I not one of your more better gamblers, Josh? Can I be one of your more better gamblers?
More better?
That's what you said about what the last guy
I
said.
never said I was a fucking English major. All right, give me a break here. Jeez,
A more better.
I'm going to be a more better gambler this week.
You never been a more better gambler before?
I'm going to this week. Go out.
All right. Well, let's go over to Jet. Jet, you're running with Minnesota tonight against the Vegas Golden Knights at plus 220. South Carolina Gamecocks women's NCAA basketball money line plus 210 against Stanford. Friday night as well, Toronto against Winnipeg in regulation. Portland Friday night against Milwaukee plus 136. And Houston money line Saturday against Baylor at plus 184. Is that all correct? And where can they find you?
That is correct. You can find me at Frostbite Pod on Twitter. We're also on Facebook, Frostbite Sports Podcast. Don't bet any of my games because they're complete wild card shots. But good luck to everybody, and let's see what happens.
Jets in last place. He's throwing out a line, hoping to try and grab something. So, Luke, Luke, you're running with Gonzaga -14 against UCLA, Baylor -5 against Houston. The Kings money line Friday night -125 against San Jose for hockey. Arizona money line -128 against Anaheim, and Edmonton money line -133 against Calgary. Is that all correct? And where can they find you?
Yep, absolutely. You can find me and this cute little guy right here on Twitter at Hearts on Hockey. Okay. And we're taking dog mom applications, so you can go ahead and put those on Twitter too. So, I mean, who wouldn't want to be the mama to this sweet boy? I mean, look at him.
Aww.
But yeah, hey, good luck this week, guys. I mean, we've got a great weekend of basketball coming up too. So, and baseball. The Pirates actually won a game.
Yeah,
the Pirates are not gonna. Hey, they're not getting off the. They're not getting zeroed this year, so that's good. They won one game.
Yeah. I'd like to give big thanks out to Kenny Cotterill, my producer. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. Why don't you give a little sign off and tell everybody where they could find you?
Yeah, you can follow me on all social platforms at shooters_pod. Going to be doing another fun draft segment to be determined this week with Josh on Sunday night, as well as producer Andrew. Should be a lot of fun. And comment on my Twitter if you've got a fun draft idea. You know, we're always looking for ideas, and would love to entertain the people out there. But everyone have a good week of gambling, especially you, Jet, with all those winners that you put out there today. Especially love that Houston pick. So let's have a good week.
Absolutely. And the player pick of the week will be the Zags UCLA over 145.5. Make sure you use promo code BETTHEOVER when shopping online at playergolf.com. I'm your host, Josh Elliott. This has been awesome. I hope everybody wins their picks. I know some can't, but I hope you all do. I hope to see you all battle for the last spot for the playoffs. And yeah, this has been fun. We got one episode left until playoffs, and then that is the end of season 1. Sorry. So thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. We will catch you next week for the last episode of the regular season. Everybody have a great weekend and make money.